son, your god-nephew, Bertice Zero-Zier. It's Drive Time. Drive Time.
Dad always said there's two ways you can practice law. You can either be a jerk or you can be a gentleman. I prefer the latter. If you need us, the Dozier Law Firm is here for you.
I don't think I used the word jerk.
Middle Georgia, help welcome to the WDDO Sunday lineup, the Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. Henderson Carswell, from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And Macon Call to Action with Mr. Alec Habersham, Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. Don't miss it right here on 107.9 FM and 980 a.m. WDDO.
Oh, I want to live so God can use me. Joy time. I want to sing so God can use me anywhere. Yeah. At any time. Oh,
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Are your headphones
Mother Georgia,
on?
she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio.
hello, everybody.
Our host,
Here.
Brenda Sutton.
Sutton Show. We're glad to have you here.
Hello, hello, hello. And I hope our headphones are on and mics are on. When you, if you can hear us out there, sure you, hit us in the comment section so that we know that, so that you can hear us. Because right now I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't hear us.
But that's true. So
So
that
be
means
very mindful.
so that means I can't be cussing.
Never stopped you before. No, I was just kidding. I've never heard her utter a word of profanity.
I don't be doing it. What's up, Emily?
What's up? What's up?
Child,
Is he gonna come hook us up? I can't hear nothing.
I can hear you unless I'm hearing you. So I must be doing. You must be doing something.
I think you can just hear me because I'm standing here.
Somebody ringing something. Is that you, Johnny? I'm trying to tell you.
So clearly we're coming in on the other end, so they can hear us. Our listeners can hear us, but we just can't hear each other.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit, really, Emily. I don't know what the deal is, but we got the
I
best.
think you're coming in.
Okay,
good,
we have
clear.
the best. We have the best sound man in the world.
Yes.
We love you. We love you, Mr. Jackson. You be making things happening.
He's gonna get us straight. He know what he's doing. He's the best.
He is the bestest. Now, whatever you did right there, you need to bring it down a little bit because it give me this steady. Yeah, like that.
Now you can actually mute Brenda if you want to. You
Don't
know.
be trying to mute me. Johnny, what's up?
Can't hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
I hear
Yeah, I
you
think
very
Johnny
well.
and I can't hear, but that's okay. He's working on it, and I'm sure he'll get it straightened. But our listeners can hear us. Is that right, Mr. Jackson? All right. So as long as you guys can hear us, hello, and welcome to All of a Sudden. It is Monday, August the 1st. We got Peach County, Houston County is back to school today. We got Bibb County going back on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, today is exciting. Have you guys been on Facebook to see all of the back to school pictures and everybody's posting their kids back to school?
Oh, yeah. You know what, Johnny? I posted little Denver with Henry. A big shout out to Henry Williams. Williams
Yes.
Law.
Attorney Henry E. Williams, big shout out. He sponsors our show. Wonderful,
My
wonderful
brother,
guy.
Atlanta Falcon
And we
fan.
want to thank him so much for giving Brenda a platform to talk.
And for this, really, we want to send out all of our prayers today for Henry because he has to live with Brenda.
Yes.
Are y'all-
Prayers going up for Big Hen.
Leave my husband alone.
No, we're trying to help him.
You know what? I just want, before we move on, we always want to give a shout out to some wonderful, I would just say businesses in the area. Cause I told Henry I wasn't gonna talk about it, but Emily, I got to. It's
What?
on my spirit. It's on my spirit. First of all, I want to tell you, if you got crusty feet.
If what?
If you got crusty feet.
Oh.
If you got a pound of hard skin on your ankle, you want to put some of Emily's stuff on there, Johnny.
Not on the ankles. Lord, a pound of crustiness on the
Well,
ankles.
my grandma said, if her feet ain't clean, ain't nothing else clean. So I think that they should also, along with getting the product for their feet, they should get the body
soap.
wash as well.
They need to get the soap. But the reason, you know what? I would say what's going to happen to you for saying that, but
No, it's a fact.
But I think so. I really
It's
do.
a fact. My grandmother asked us, all the boys, she said, look, do you know any girls that dive head first into the tub? And we all had to say, no, ma'am. So she said, if their feet ain't clean.
You know what? That's a very good point. It's low down, but it's a good point. I guess you do have to get in the tub feet first.
And that it really is. And Emily, the thing about Emily products, the reason why I was kind of bringing that up, because Henry has very sensitive underarms, and Emily was supposed to bring him some of her special deodorant. Johnny, it's great. It's all natural, but it keeps the odor down, and it's great. It's better.
So let me ask you this: so if it's all natural, right? That means you can eat it.
I don't know.
And it won't poison you.
Actually, it will not poison you. This is my disclaimer. It will give you bubble guts. And so you are not supposed to eat it. You should not eat it. But everything that I use.
Now, I don't mean like to sit down at the table and put it on your plate. But I'm just saying, like, if you accidentally, like, you rub your arm or something, and then a little bit got on your hand, and you were eating and you accidentally.
No, it wouldn't hurt.
Oh, no. How you doing, Sheila? No, that wouldn't hurt you. We use all organic, natural products inside of the deodorant itself. So yeah, even down to the fragrance that we use is an actual essential oil. I use key lime essential oil and bergamot essential oil. So essentially, no, nothing that we put in that particular product would harm you or cause death or anything like that. If you were to accidentally consume it, get some on your mouth, no, it would not.
See, that's
at
a
all.
wonderful thing to know.
It is. And see, one of the reasons why I brought it up, I was just like, I love Emily's products. I gave her a whole list of stuff to get for us, for Henry and I, and for our daughter, for going back to school, and she ain't brought it to me yet. But I had to throw you under the bus for that with Emily.
She did. I didn't know she wanted it today. I thought she was wanting it in the next couple of days, but I'll put it together for you tomorrow.
But she always puts. I'm just picking at her. She always puts her stuff together. But you know what? And what I told her was that, like her whipped body mousse, Johnny, and you got some really soft hair, works real well on your hair. That's what Henry used on his hair. He doesn't use like hair grease or any other type of hair product. He uses your product on his hair, Emily. He just puts it in, and really, Johnny, it moisturizes it and everything, and then it gives it a nice smell.
It does.
So I'm just saying that
Johnny needs to use some of that.
Johnny does have nice hair. It would work.
Yeah.
Johnny, it would be real nice.
Speaking of hair, you got, the Caucasian side of you has come out today.
It's coming. Y'all low down, you're low down.
I just, and it's lovely, and your roots are truly coming through.
I thought you
mean like
it's my gray roots are coming through.
Well, yeah, the gray ones look closer to the colonizer, so yeah.
See, that's so
your
bad.
Colonizer side is coming through, and she's swinging that ponytail, just swinging, just like they do.
It looks good, though.
It's $24. Anybody can have one.
But it looks great on you.
Thank you.
It fits you perfectly.
Thank you. I just,
It look
I
good.
just went to open house. I just wanted to.
Oh, that's why we look like that, because we went to open house.
Yeah.
I said she got on some foundation. She got on a little lipstick today. Got on her earring.
I went to.
Got a dress past her knee. I said, oh, she trying to impress somebody.
You know what? See, we're gonna talk about
First Lady Sutton.
We're gonna talk about a little bit. We're gonna talk about a little bit later on in the show what not to wear to open house. But you know, I kind of wanted to get on all this back to school. All this back to school. How many folk out there shopped at black businesses when they went back to school?
And I actually had a sale I did put on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I had a soap sale. I said, hey, you guys come on out. We got, if your teenagers are going back, your preteens, teenagers, we have activated charcoal, which is specifically for acne or oily prone skin. We had our turmeric, which is our complexion bar. We had our Yoni Forever Fresh, which is our feminine wash. We had all of that on sale for our back to school. For our back to school teenagers. And do you know that nobody came in and purchased for their child or for their teenager for back to school? So yeah, they definitely do not like to support black businesses, but you guys got to give us a try.
Well, you know what, Henry and I were talking about, that in black businesses, a lot of times black folk don't trust black folk because they claim that we don't ever do anything right. So they don't, it takes a whole lot. Henry went to law school, Tougaloo, and his law degree is from Indiana State. I think that's right.
That's where Larry Bird went to school.
But that's where Henry went.
And,
I would imagine, it's a good law school. And he's just like any other lawyer, that went to law school, stuff like that. But a lot of times people, they don't think it's right unless it's white. And I'm like, we need to get out of that mess.
Oh gosh, I literally just had this conversation with my older brother. I guess probably about 4 or 5 days ago, and I have a really good friend of mine. And do you know, I have gotten in knockdown, drag out arguments with her because she is one of those African Americans that just think that if it's white, it's better.
Yeah.
And it when I say it hurt me to my spirit, to my core, because it was my first time dealing with somebody that like honestly felt like if it's a white-owned business, it's better than the black-owned business. I said, whoever it is that screwed you over, whatever black business screwed you over, you need to really seek counseling and you need to seek help because all of the businesses are not bad. I myself, I've had a storefront for 16 years. You don't have a storefront for 16 years if you're doing bad business.
one of the things that I learned coming up when I was in college even, I started noticing no matter what the major was, you had to go and take communications classes. So I would say that with that problem existing, that those businesses that are black need to do a better job of communicating the difference in their business than the other experience that the other people have had at a black business. So they need to make it more of a priority to that their customer service ship is different. They need to illuminate it. It needs to be a part of their selling pitch about their customer care, their customer service. I just think that it needs to be communicated more because we know it exists, that kind of thinking. So why not meet that thinking head on?
Well, this is the experience that I've had that really bothers me about our community in general is we are a harder sell. It's not so much that our businesses are bad or worse or any better or any worse than a
you mean the product?
The product or the business itself,
That's
whatever
what I'm
the
saying.
service is.
But we have to communicate that, and that's what I'm saying.
Now, when we do, here's the issue that I run into quite often is most people that know that if shop with me know that our communication, all of that is good. We let our customers know, why we're a superior product, why we're a superior company. What I run into quite often is when they come into the store, I have to sell 20 times harder to us than I do the white customers that come into my store. That's what I have an issue with when I deal with a Caucasian customer as opposed to an African American customer. That Caucasian customer, she'll come in and she'll ask maybe one or two questions. She'll pick it up and say, you know what, I'll try it. Give me 2 of them. That same age demographic, African American female, she will come in my store and ask me 30 or 40 questions. She will spend 45 minutes to an hour of my time fine tooth combing every single product and will walk out of there empty handed.
But that comes from our culture being in America, because the race has been so long doing so much work for so little, and that so it's kind of been passed down, the attitude. Black folk in this country have lived a heritage of doing a whole lot of work for almost nothing. So that seeks into their approach about a whole lot of things.
You know what, though? I wanted to bring it up today because I want to encourage you, support business. And I'm not just, buy it wherever you want to buy it. I guess is what people
But support local. It's important.
It's important
to support local
because the dollars stay local.
Stay in the local community.
And
I can't stress that enough.
This is what they'll do with
that
Henry.
was Mega Evers,
Let me just tell you what they'll do with Henry.
Mm-hmm.
They'll call Henry and they'll ask him a whole lot of legal questions, okay? And they'll want him to give.
They'll say,
something.
I'm just asking.
Right. They want him to give him something. Then when they get a lawsuit that's going to get paid, they go to the white lawyer. They won't give Henry the business of where he's going to get paid. What they'll do is take it and they'll go to somebody else, thinking that they get superior service. And so when they get messed up and the case is messed up, then they come back and say, well, Mr. Williams, can you help me? Well, you didn't let somebody else mess your case up or sell you out.
Right. That's like somebody, took your car to this repair shop. They didn't do the job right. Now you want to bring it to me, and I don't want to touch it anymore because I don't know what is all inspired.
And so I said today, one day we'll take some time out, Emily. We'll give some shout out to Black businesses in here. Just try to help those, and just because we can. And
I would say I would like to encourage everybody that's listening or watching, give an African American business a try.
Give Emily Amos's business a try.
Well, obviously,
Naturalista.
Give the Naturalista a try.
And if I say it's great, it's great.
And by the way, and Henry Williams, and what about you? Did you do the shout out for the food, giving away the free dinner?
Listen, I'm always going to go a little bit off track. I just want something that's been pressing in the news a lot is the Brittany Griner case. The WNBA player.
Yeah, that's stuck over there. Is she in Russia? Where's she?
Russia.
Russia, yeah.
And it has inspired so much debate about how WNBA players are not paid comparable to NBA players.
They're not.
There's a great argument, but let me stop that conversation now. The entire league of the WNBA cost $1 billion to buy the whole league. The NBA is over $77 billion. That is the practical answer why women don't get paid as much as men. We keep getting caught up in this emotionality versus practicality conversation. But if you're in business and you own a league that's worth $77 billion, you can pay your players more money.
Right.
If you own a league that's worth only $1 billion, you're not going to be able to play those players in that league the same as you pay the ones in the NBA. I don't even know why this conversation exists except for emotion.
Well, okay. Part of that I agree with. Here's the thing. How do we change that?
How do we get
people more interested in going to see the WNBA games?
The game is not as interesting. Simple.
Why?
People don't, because the same women who whine about women not getting paid as much, they're on the front row watching LeBron James and watching Stephen Curry. They're not going to the WNBA games because it's really not all that entertaining. Because they can really, but it's not. That league's been around a while.
Hey,
they have had enough. see, you can't just say I'm saying because female, because when you compare,
Well, I don't watch basketball.
but
so.
I'm just saying,
I don't
male
watch,
and female
I don't
comparative.
watch. I don't watch.
If I say singing, music, Michael Jackson, but here comes Beyonce. She made the ground level ground because she's just as talented and people are just as interested in her. But when it comes to basketball, stop it.
Well, you know what, Johnny?
Stop it.
I really thought you was going to talk about her and the weed.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because she's over in Russia because she had a little weed in her. You know,
stop all this debating about why the woman ain't getting paid as much as a male basketball player. It makes no sense.
Johnny, you know what? Did you take your medicine today?
No, but it's all over everywhere. I'm like,
all right, Anthony. It wasn't CBD. It wasn't weed.
CBD oil, not weed.
Okay, I got you. You know, it is an interesting debate. Now, personally, I don't like sports. You know, I don't watch football. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch none of that stuff. I ain't got nothing against people that do. I just don't. I just would much rather read a book or do something that's edifying to my brain.
But Jim Browns of the world, the Muhammad Ali's of the world. But look at the monies and the things that they did for us. So they have helped us in our cause in magnanimous ways. Look that up.
I agree, but you know what? I can't. You know how sometimes we have these debates.
Kenny gonna be a soccer player.
By the way, you know we have these debates, and it's just like me asking you what it's like, you know, with the cheering and stuff. That's what this debate is to me about sports.
Hey,
I don't know nothing about sports.
I know you don't like sports.
There you go.
But let me say this.
Nothing, don't like it.
Right. But let me say this. We lost a icon who was in the sports, who was in the sports arena on yesterday, Bill Russell.
Now, see, I knew that.
But there are many of those athletes
you only knew because it was on Facebook
that give back to the communities and our causes, just as Bill Russell did. And he's certainly worth mentioning, and he certainly was transcendent. He was the first African American coach in the NBA, and the man won 11 NBA championships.
But look here. Let's
but no
let's
WNBA.
do that call in. You know that call in number is 478-250-1444. Again, the number is 478-250-1444. You know what, Johnny? I kind of want to talk about back
Hey,
to
Brenda,
school.
wait.
What?
I just got one more thing off subject.
Help him
one more thing off subject. Yeah,
you can't be going off subject.
No, wait a minute. This is worthy.
Well, then you need to make it quick.
Batim Muhammad. There's going to be a tribute for him
he was good.
at the Douglas Theater, August 6th, and the reception begins at 6 p.m. and the tribute starts at 7 p.m. Batim Muhammad was certainly someone to be recognized.
Okay.
You know, she said, "Is it okay?" He never spoke about the dinners.
Oh
yeah, you need to talk about the dinners. Anthony said he want to know how to get his plate.
We're not airmailing any dinners.
But anyway, he want to know how to get
What's
his
up,
plate.
Anthony? How you doing, man?
How you get your plate?
They have to come down to, is it Granny's Country Kitchen is it both places that give the meals?
Give away, both restaurants who are owned by the Andersons give away a dinner to feed 5 every Sunday at Anderson's Diner and at Granny's Country Kitchen. So you can text me at 478. I'll tell you what, we're going to change that. Okay. The first 2 callers to our show will get those dinners.
All right.
478-250-1444. 478-250-1444. The first 2 callers win the dinners to feed 5.
All right.
Well, you know what, Johnny? That is absolutely awesome. You know why I did this thing about back to school? Because it always bothered me, Emily, whenever I hear people say, I sure be glad when he go back to school.
Oh, yeah.
That bothered me.
Why? Why does that bother you?
Because, you know, let's say you're a child and you're listening to that seriously. And your parents, I sure be glad when you go back. Why would you say that? That's not anything kind to say to a child.
So what should they say instead?
They should say anything. They should just prepare them for school and everything. Let me just tell you now that we got a caller.
No. Okay.
We got, hey, caller.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was calling actually not for myself but for my friend. She's disabled, and I was
Okay.
calling to get the dinner for her.
Okay.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
What we need you to do? Can you take her number?
Mr. Jackson.
So Mr. Jackson's going to take it. That is beautiful for you to be your brother's or your sister's keeper.
And thank you so much.
So Mr. Jackson's going to take all your information.
And keep listening.
And keep listening. I just don't like that. It just sounds to me, and now that I have, we're raising our granddaughter, I'm gonna hate it when she goes to school.
Why?
Because I'm gonna miss her.
No.
So you're just selfish, in other words.
That's true.
You know
But the
she's a
baby
bad
got to
grandma.
learn. Don't you want the baby to learn?
I want her to learn and everything, but it's not like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be going to school, and I have this because.
But Brenda, she don't need to be around you and him. She already act like a little old woman. She's 7 years old, and we pulled into the movie theater. She gonna tell me, "Oh, I hope it's a Belks over here somewhere." I said, "Denver, what you know about Belks?" And she just said, "That's where my grandma go." We literally pulled into the movie theater. We're going to see a cartoon. She said, "Oh, I hope it's a Belks over here."
So she wants to go shopping.
She want to go to Belks, not to Route 21 or Justice or Children's Place Shop. All of those kids' clothing stores. She want to go to Belks.
She wants to go shopping.
Yeah. And I said,
we got another caller.
all right.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
We're doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I was calling about the dinner, and I too would like to get it and give it to a senior, please.
Oh,
That's
that is so
awesome.
wonderful. That's God working. Listen, Mr. Jackson is going to take your information, and just thank you for being kind.
We appreciate you
Thank
so
you.
much. That's just so sweet. But I just thought I wanted to talk about it because I was like, these kids and stuff. I don't know. Let me go out and do a shout out to all these parents, okay?
Okay. Sheila says she hated sending her child back to school.
Me too,
But I had
Sheila.
to. But I homeschooled them during the summer. I never made my child feel like they were a chore.
That's what I'm talking about there.
Did your child graduate?
She going to the second grade.
Second grade.
Second grade.
No,
He's talking about Sheila. He's asking
She
Sheila.
said she homeschooled the child.
You see, he don't even know what
During
it
the
is.
summertime.
During the
She said she
summer.
sent them to school, but
Sheila
during the
knows
summer
I'm just teasing
they
her.
homeschooled.
She knows I'm
But
just
I
teasing
mean,
her.
I think it's all in a matter of how you say it to the child. Because sometimes you have some parents that may say that because you know what, the school can teach you better than I can in terms of maybe they're struggling with something.
Okay.
And I can't wait for school to start back because you need some real help, a teacher that's trained to help you in this particular area. So I don't think it's all the time, oh God, I'm so sick of you. I can't wait for school to start back. Sometimes the parents that need help feeding their kids, I can't wait for school to start back because at least I know that you're going to get the 3 hot meal, the breakfast and the
That ain't
and
it.
the lunch.
That ain't it.
Oh.
Them children bad.
Oh my God.
Now sometimes them children bad, and they want them children to go back to school.
Well, sometimes I'm just giving, I'm playing
just
devil's
saying.
advocate because and we've all been there where it's like, oh Lord, because even Jimmy's just one. Jimmy's has always been a low key, mellow kid, and it's even been times I'm like, oh Lord, what day school starting? Because he's just, for me, for people that work full time, it's like, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with you during the summertime. So sometimes you are excited for them to start back school because it's like, okay, at least I know you're going to be
I ain't got to worry about.
Yeah, it's like I ain't got to worry about a summer camp and dropping you off here and taking you there. So the school provides, that for you. So, and then, sometime, when the kids is bad, you do have some parents that just be ready to get rid of them. But, and I think a lot of cases, most parents don't mean it in a derogatory way. It's just like, you need to go on back.
Well, I kind of brought. I was just like, I don't know how they do it, Emily. I really don't because you've got.
You see what Anthony said?
What Anthony said?
He said, "Is it kind for the child to eat everything in sight and not be grateful, screaming and yelling all day, fighting with each other, attitudes and hormones out of control, constantly trying to find stimulation for their bored minds?"
You must be at the recreation center, man. That's funny.
Now you know what though, but they do get on your nerves, Anthony. I agree with you. We got that little girl. I said, Denver, what tell me about what did you do this summer that you really enjoyed? She said, well, I learned how to make a Nutella sandwich.
Oh,
yes,
what?
A Nutella sandwich. That's what Brenda and them let her eat.
Oh, that's the peanut butter and jelly mix.
No, it's peanut butter and hazelnut. I mean, chocolate and hazelnut.
What?
Yeah, it's Nutella. It's chocolate and hazelnut.
So she has learned.
So that's the one. So next time you take her to the movie, she's gonna be looking for a Saks Fifth Avenue.
Right.
Eat Nutella.
But I'm gonna tell you something that's even funnier. So we're riding, and she gets in my car. And I cut the car on and I, put on the GPS, and the GPS starts talking. And she said, listen, don't trust a thing she says. It's a scam. And I said, you know what? I'm glad I'm taking you away from your grandma and grandpa for a couple of days. Because, see, you've been around old folks too long.
She's going to be a doctor.
This is a 6-year-old, that's a 7-year-old that actually said, do not listen to a word that GPS says. It's a scam.
It's a scam.
Well, you know what? She would. Well, I be talking conspiracy theories and stuff like that with her.
We're sure that.
But I kind of want to talk about the school thing because I feel sorry for the teachers.
Steve.
Hey, Steve. These children go back to school. They be on fire. They bad. Some of them and stuff like that. And the parents, I don't know. I just feel sorry for a lot of the parents because I was like, man, I got to start getting up like at 6:00 in the morning. Taking her to
right. And said right. GPS is the Illuminati.
Ain't lying. That's
Listen, that's what Denver feel.
What's up, Steve?
Denver think that GPS is the Illuminati. And the whole time it really bothered her, Johnny. Yeah. It really bothered her the whole time. And every time that GPS would tell me, make a right at the next slide, she'd be like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a setup.
Hey, Mr. Jackson, can you put that picture up for us?
Hey, congratulations, Shanita Allen and Shirley Lester. And it's a beautiful thing that you ladies are doing.
Well, we appreciate you, Shirley.
Yeah, y'all keep listening to the All of a Sudden show, okay? And encourage others to tune in and listen and join us.
We got to see if Emily give us a bar of soap. I'm just saying.
You know what? Let's see. You about to start something.
Listen, I know you all we were talking about going back to school. And you all seem to be stuck on the children. But there's another element of going back to school.
Yeah, it is right there.
And I would like to touch on it just a minute. I have seen some parents bring their children to school.
All right.
And look like they just came from their job as a stripper.
Turn it. Okay.
What in the world are these women thinking?
All right.
Dressed like some of them I have seen with my own eyes, dressing like that to take their kids to school.
Now, you know what? I'm glad you brought it up because I'm saying that, and let me just say that women that are listening, and if it's, I don't know who it is, but I'm putting it out there. You got little boys at the school. You got little boys at the school.
And little girls at the school.
Well, but
in today's world.
Still little boys.
No, I'm talking about today's world.
Little boys that what?
Little boys, and then you go to school half naked.
And that's what I'm trying to say. It ain't the little boys. You just got to worry about being inappropriately dressed.
I'm talking
the
about
LGBTQT community is prevalent with them too, and you shouldn't be influencing them either.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about the way the parents come in because
that's what I'm talking about.
I saw some folk going. I went to school with my baby, and I'm fully dressed
with the hair and everything. Mm-hmm.
With hair, but why you got all your breasts out? Why you got all your cleavage out?
Mm-hmm.
That's foolishness. You don't need to have all your stuff hanging
and
out
them
like
tight
that.
gym pants talking about you headed to the gym.
Tight gym spandex.
Well, she may be headed to the gym, Johnny.
But I'm just saying though, what kind of workout? I'm just, it just makes no sense. I'm sorry.
CL Don said, don't criticize, try to correct your sister. Some women don't want to be corrected, and some women take it from a different place.
Yeah,
so
we were going to get to how the men dress later.
But no,
we appreciate all your help, CL Don.
We were just talking about, she just saying, correct. Some people don't want any correction. Like Emily said, I tell you what, CL, you go up to somebody and tell them about
right.
this.
And let me go into detail with this. this whole new culture that we have, the women empowerment, women boss, women entrepreneurs, all this women power, all of that is great. It's wonderful. But the self-care, self-love, self-acceptance, blah, 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 all wonderful. So we have become a culture of women that feel like whatever I put on today, you shouldn't have anything to say because this is what I wanted to wear and what's wrong with it. And I'm all about women's lib. And so women are more inclined now here recently to get offended if you say, you know what, you probably shouldn't have your breast hanging out.
And see, so ain't helping that conversation at all.
But, so some of these women get offended when it's not even coming from an, offensive place.
Right.
And I do feel that there is a certain way you should carry yourself when you're carrying your children into school, especially on the elementary school level, because those children don't know any better. But imagine how embarrassing it is when you get to the middle school level and the high school level and you show up with your house shoes on. And your sleeping pants, what they call the pajama pants, and the bonnets.
And the bonnets.
CL Dunn, she knows better. I don't care if you was raised by wolves. You know better.
Yeah, we don't agree with anything you're saying, CL.
Not that, but I got a problem with it. I was up there. Now they talk about the different schools. Now, I took my baby up to Bible Academy. The folk had their clothes on. They were dressed. When I went on to the school, I ain't going to say the name of the other side of town. The folk coming there with their stuff hanging out. So I'm just saying, I don't know why. I don't know the difference in it. I don't know.
You know the difference, but
the difference in caring. But you ought to care enough about yourself to carry yourself a certain way. So I'm gonna say this. All right, it's not about judging. It's about what's right. No, I do not want to see anybody's behind when I go to the grocery store with their pants hanging down. And no, I don't want to see any woman's breasts with you got. Why you got spaghetti straps on and you got big breasts?
Right.
That's right.
I've seen it at Vineville. I think it's everywhere. It's not just a one side of town problem or this side of town problem. In general, we as a community, have become very, very lax.
Thank you, Sheila.
And I had my son very young, but I also was raised a little bit different. I don't care what was going on in the mornings. When I got up to take my son to school, I was fully dressed. I never took my son to school with pajama pants on, with a bonnet on my head. I always put on a bra. I had on a full shirt. I had on, whether it was a dress, pants, tennis shoes. I was fully dressed every day. When I walked my son to the bus stop, because he got to the point where he was like, I think I want to ride the bus. So I would walk him down to the bus stop just so he could have the experience of riding the bus. I was still fully clothed. I would be standing on the bus stop with mothers that had on bonnets and scarves and robes. And I'm like, okay, that's fine in your house. But when you come out of the house, you're setting an example for the kid. Yeah. So now you have the 15 and 16-year-olds that walk around in bonnets when they go to Walmart to pick up something, and flip-flops and house shoes. And my thought is always, if you're walking around in Walmart, think about how thousands of people that run through Walmart, right? You're wearing your house shoes into Walmart, and you're going to take all of that and bring it right back into your house and walk around your house in them.
Okay,
it make sense to me.
Let me just tell you.
Now, wait a minute. I hope nobody missed what you just said. Because your regular shoes, you usually take them off
at the door,
and put them in one place.
Right, exactly.
But your bedroom shoes,
you walk around all over the house.
Well, let me just tell you what it has to do with CL Dunn about the child's education. It's called bullying. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
When your child go to school and mama up there looking like she getting ready to slide down a pole or just rolled out of bed, then you set your child up to be bullied at school. It's not a situation that you want your child to be in.
Exactly.
And that's why we're talking about it, because I feel like, number one, we have about 300,000 listeners. Somebody out there is going to get the information. We want to encourage you. Be conscious when you take your child to school. Be conscious about the way you look. Make sure that you go and you're presentable. Don't look like you just rolled out of bed. Wash your face. Brush your teeth. These kinds of things. If yes, it's
No, that could be partially true. CL Dunn. If your child, I think she's trying to say bullying. If your child is bullying, it's a reflection of their parent. That's not necessarily true. I know a child specifically that bullies, and her parents are some of the nicest people. Sometimes children bully for a multitude of reasons. And you definitely don't want to be bullied because your mama show up in her, excuse my language, breastises are hanging out, or her clothes is tight, or she looked like she just left the strip club.
And it's not about judging, but I do believe that we need to talk about truth. And what Emily said is absolutely correct. This culture says that you can wear whatever you want. I'm of the position of no. If you put on, you can wear whatever you want, but there's also consequences for doing it, and you need to accept that.
And I want to address
this. Is one of the consequences, us talking about it.
Right. Well, let me address this. She said, I was taught don't judge anyone because you don't know their situation. I feel like we should stop saying, well, don't stop judging people. Everybody judges everybody. We are human beings. And just because I disagree with something that you're doing doesn't mean that I'm judging you.
That's right.
I have the right to disagree with what you have on or what comes out of your mouth because I'm a human being, just like you have the right to disagree with me. That doesn't mean I'm judging you. That doesn't mean that I'm going to bed at night thinking about you. That just simply means I don't agree with what you're doing. That's not a judgment. So I hate when people say, don't be judging people. We all human beings. We judge. Everybody judges everybody.
Here are two other words that people get confused the meanings of: acknowledgement and judgment.
Right.
Oftentimes people are making an acknowledgement, but then the person who is offended by it says, don't be judging me. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
I'm saying you got your chest hanging out up here around 4 and 5-year-old kids. By the way, this is not a judgment on you. I'm telling you, this is an acknowledgement, and it's not appropriate.
Right. And that's one reason why Henry sponsors the show. It's because he wants us to have these hard conversations and talk about it and put it out there. You'd be surprised. Some people don't know.
And CL Dunn, she says, you just said you were judging, then you said you don't. Which one? It seems like you're trying to be argumentative today. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. How about you offer some solutions?
There you go.
Miss Dunn or Mr. Dunn, are you a male or female? I'm not sure, but whatever you
are.
How about you?
From Tallahassee. From Monticello,
Johnny,
probably.
I think this person has an issue with you. It seems like everything she's saying is geared towards you. So let's not bash our fellow panelists, because that's not a very nice thing. If you want to have something productive to say, we are open and ready to listen. If you're not going to be productive, then let's move on.
I think it's Monticello and Tallahassee. I think that the attitudes that those cities bring into the conversation is probably what it is.
But I do.
What did Anthony say? I'm trying to scroll down and see. He said something.
I was trying to see. Oh, hey, how you doing? Henry said something. I just have an issue. We tell Denver all the time, you're not going to go out with us looking all kind of ways.
Right.
And we make her, in the morning, Henry, get up, wash your face,
right,
brush your teeth. Okay. He says that every day. We make them, we tell them, we set a standard of what it is that she's supposed to do and how she's supposed to carry herself. Right. And that's what we're supposed to do, because I tell you what, they're not, if they have a job, okay, believe me, you will not go in the courtroom with your breasts hanging out.
Better not.
Oh, the bailiffs is not going to let you in Bibb County Courthouse like that. Bibb County Courthouse not going to let you in with a bonnet on your head.
Right.
And they're not going to let you come in with them. They may let you come in with some leggings on if you got a long shirt, but they tell you the appropriate dress.
Right, exactly.
For what it is that you're supposed to do.
Okay, Anthony says you also had a grandmother and mother that taught you and held you accountable. Everyone does not have that. The same as judging someone in church for coming as they are when they don't have what you have.
Well, I think that you can be clean. Part of the problem is, and I have done it, and I still do. I still go to Goodwill and get clothes. I go to Goodwill and get clothes when I, so if it's no excuse for somebody not really covering up. If they just really, if they really just want to do that. But I just think that the problem is the children having to deal with that nonsense when they go in. And I thought, yeah, we could talk about back to school clothes and back to school and getting them ready. But part of getting them ready, get parents ready. And another thing too, these parents right here, I'm one of them. We about sorry we ain't even got to cook them breakfast in the morning. Because they give them free breakfast. So what's the purpose? So tell me why you ain't get up in the morning, washing your face, combing your hair, and putting your clothes on. Because you ain't got to do nothing
Right.
else.
You ain't cooking no breakfast.
You ain't cooking them no breakfast now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Sheila says children watch you when you think they're not. Set
That's
standards
right.
for yourself as a parent. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I'm gonna tell you, going through counseling for the last year, I've learned so much about how childhood trauma affects how you operate as an adult and how children are, learn behaviors from very, very early on, right? So Sheila's 100% correct when she says they watch and pay attention to everything that you do. So you set a standard for your children. That's definitely true.
Oh yeah.
Why hot throwing hints at me? I do not type anything, Johnny. Huh?
Anyway, no worries.
Call out my name.
Oh no, just leave that alone.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm not sure. So soulfully Tyra.
Hey, soulfully Tyra, how you doing?
She says.
All right,
Okay.
but anyway,
I'm not sure. We're not quite sure what you're speaking of, Tyra.
But you know what though? I want to thank you guys for indulging me in the school subject today.
Yeah.
Because the school subject is like dear and sweet to my heart. And Johnny, you have been so supportive of helping these children with masks.
Man, we just gave out 3,000 book bags and masks in Tallahassee, Florida this weekend.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
3,000. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And I'm gonna bring it up because
the Power of Life Foundation.
The Power of Life Foundation. And I was just okay. I'm concerned now of that. It's going to be a COVID petri dish when those kids go back to school.
Yeah.
And that was something else I kind of wanted to touch on. I give my baby elderberry syrup and cod liver oil and the gummies.
Cod liver oil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
All right, cod liver oil. And so, they told me I need to hold this mic.
But, no, you need to stay in the mic.
I need to stay in the mic. But I want to encourage you out there, all our listeners, to be sure and give your child, boost your child's immune system by, emergency and, give them zinc gummies and what elderberry gummies and things of this nature so that you can boost them up because monkeypox is out there. Monkeypox is real, people.
But I think we do need to address the fact that monkeypox is definitely curable. It's something that if you've had chickenpox before, you'll kind of know it. It's in your system for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. You'll be fine. Most people, at worst case scenario, get a low grade fever. So I think the public has to stop scaring people and just let them know, give them the facts about monkeypox so that people aren't, overly paranoid and we won't have another COVID situation and things like that. Be careful, be mindful. They're trying to generalize monkeypox into one specific community, the LGBTQ community, but it can be spread obviously in other ways. So you all be careful, protect yourself in every way that what protecting yourself means. And just be safe.
Wash your hands and things like that. So again, when your children go to school, encourage them to wash their hands. That's what you want to do. Block Soulfully Tyra.
Yeah.
Soulfully Tyra, I don't know who you are, but now you just make me go Pleasant Hill on you. Don't you put no mess out there like that on a public forum. You got an issue, you may want to call me. My number is 478-320-1891. Call me so we can have a conversation.
Right.
This is not your show. This show is Brenda Williams, Emily, and Johnny. It is not you.
Right.
And you are not going to use it as a platform to play games. Now, if you want to play a game, I got one for you.
All right.
But this is not the place. And the other part of that is you will not harass any of our hosts ever. You got a problem, you need to go to the doctor, get you some medicine, do whatever it is you need to do. But it's not going to happen here.
All
and
right.
I gave you my phone number. So you can call me. And I guarantee we can have a little conversation. So I suggest that you just stop it.
There you go. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Because I don't. She going all over the place. I don't even know where. But anyway, let's not even give her any more energy. How about that?
Just not even going to give her. And I know she can get another personality or something like that. She probably got about 10 Facebook. Let me just go ahead and say, you know what? If somebody don't want you, and this is off subject, when somebody don't want you, you heard it on this air. Don't chase somebody who don't want you. They don't want you.
Simple.
It's a reason. And with the way you acting, sweetie pie, it's a wonder why. Mm-hmm. It's a wonder why. I don't blame him. You're crazy.
All right. How you doing, Steve?
Doggone it. They're going to sit up and gonna try to take over our show, going to hijack our show because she want a little sugar from Johnny.
Well, yeah, that was interesting. But listen.
I'm sorry.
Johnny,
listen. Right, because we don't actually for the disclaimer for our listeners, we actually do not know who that what is it, Soulfully Tyra. None of us even know what she's talking about, where she's coming from, or any. I mean, and none of that is pertaining to what we're talking about today. So it's really strange and weird. But we'll just move on and continue to talk about back to school and these children. And I'm loving the pictures.
Everybody did not go home when they closed down Milledgeville. When they closed down Central State Hospital.
That's
everybody did not have a safe place to go.
That's true. They did just release them into the wild.
And one day we'll talk about relationships when, this is one reason why, seriously, I don't, guys are not, they say, well, why aren't they committed? And why they don't want to be with this one? Because they don't want to put up with that man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, women don't either,
Nobody wants to put up with that type of harassment. So anyway, it's neither here nor there. Brenda, you went to school. Yeah, I went to school with your sister Jackie Rose. I sure did.
Y'all so country.
But they just kind of threw me off because I got a problem with this person coming out judgmental and things like that. And I don't like to see anybody mistreated.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my friends. You're not gonna mistreat my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mess you up real quick.
All right. That's why you gotta have a Brenda in your pocket.
Yeah.
You need a Brenda. Everybody need a Brenda.
Everybody.
Brenda's her name. She got a baby.
Let me tell you something. As Henry Williams, they were down there messing with him down there in Albany at the
Oh, we know you done showed out about Henry.
And I went there and I took his car in and that little dealer down there where the little man who sold the car said, well, Harry don't need to know how to work the different gadgets on his Lincoln because he old. Well, that was it for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
said, you showed him that car. He paid a certain amount for that car and he gonna know how to do everything on it. And I said, oh, by the way, I'm coming here and I'm gonna drop this car off and I want a courtesy car so that I can go shopping.
To Belts.
I went to Dillard's.
With the grandbaby.
I went to Dillard's.
Yeah.
But at any rate, ask me, didn't I get one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you did.
Like that.
I know you
know I ain't the one, but I'm just talking
and she had that hair on too. That's how she got it.
Absolutely.
I had the hair on. That's what it was.
That colonizer came out.
Yep.
Wait a minute, Henry, talk about that later. Plum dumb, Henry, you better tell him about your wife. You better tell him about your wife. Folk don't cross me like, and really, Johnny, I don't bother people. Unless you cross me about my friends and my family. I'll mess you up about my friends. And
I understand.
Ooh, Brenda.
I understand.
Calm down, killer. She don't want to date. That's a girl.
Manila.
But I ain't did nothing. We up here having a conversation about people,
about the children and them going back to school and
Yeah.
parents. Let's sum it up. Parents, you guys just, be mindful of what you have on when you're taking these children to school, when you're going into these schoolhouses. Just be mindful of how it will impact your child.
Don't
the bonnets, let's not do the bonnets. Let's just do the tights with the
Sure, you can wear tights.
the camel toe. let's not.
That's the point.
That's it. That's it. The camel toe. And men out there, if when you don't
with your pants hanging down to your knees.
Don't nobody want to see your behind.
And let me say this. I'm just gonna say it. Please don't step into them baby schools smelling like weed.
Oh, you know that.
That is the worst. It's the worst, and it's so embarrassing. I used to volunteer at Jimmy's school, and I used to see it all the time.
And it's like weed.
I mean, I'm talking
Not
about
CBD.
they were just in the car.
Okay, but
lit
now
up.
here's the argument. I gotta be silly.
Oh God.
Here I go. Now, didn't you say your products were natural products?
Uh-huh.
And so either it's gonna be Ritalin or the natural product of weed.
Well, no. The natural product is not legal. So we're gonna say legal.
CBD is illegal.
CBD oil is very much legal, but we talk about the
weed.
street.
We talk about
No, they selling.
No, we talking about loud.
Sonico.
By the way, we talking about loud.
Look just like weed to me.
Hey, well, listen, Johnny, we talking about loud.
In the Sonico.
But it's treated a certain way.
Right.
So the CBD is what's prevalent.
So you're saying the smell of it, like they riding in the car with their mom and pop.
It's not
and
CBD.
They smoking it.
It's not
the
not
kid
CBD.
won't get high.
Oh, their kids gonna get. See, that's the other part of it. I really don't know all of that because you need to talk to some people who who understand all that. She's simply telling the truth. Don't go to your child. In fact, I don't even think they need to go there smelling like cigarettes.
True, but especially not marijuana. The kids, I've seen it because, like I said, I volunteered all the time, and those children really be embarrassed.
Coming in smelling like weed.
Coming in smelling like weed, and like when the daddies are picking them up, and the daddy's pants are hanging down, and he smells like marijuana. He still got sleep in his eye. And crust around his mouth. It's like,
she's telling the truth.
I mean,
so you saying
on.
The teacher go up to the kid and say, "Man, that's some strong cologne you
no,
got on,
let me tell you what
and
they
say,
do.
"Look, tell your dad I want to get some of that cologne."
Let me tell you what. No, they don't do that.
So low down.
Let me tell you what they do, Johnny.
Anthony said, "Or hard liquor." Right.
Let me tell you something, Johnny. If a child comes to school smelling like marijuana, they're going to call defects on the parents. That's what they're gonna do.
Or are they gonna ask the kid?
No, they're not. No. All jokes aside.
So you're saying none of the teachers are getting high?
I don't know.
Do teachers take drug tests?
I don't know about that. Yes, they do take drug tests
every year.
Yeah, they do.
Once a year.
I'm not sure.
Randomly, or
I don't.
See, that's another good conversation.
But you know what? I ain't got no problem with what teachers do. That's what Bibb County. And Dr. whatever his name is, Sims, that's what he regulates.
Did you see his cheerleading thing getting them ready for school?
No, I wasn't interested
down
in
there
that.
At the Elizabeth Williams Park.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't interested in that. But
because I thought about you when I saw that.
He hadn't reached out to me because I said that we should have hired somebody local, so he don't want to talk to me. But my grandbaby in school, all I can say is
right. So be nice because sometimes when they know the child's guardian is a problem maker. They make problems for your child.
I would beg to differ. He won't do it but one time.
That's what you say, but
I'm telling you, he won't do it but one time.
One.
That had gonna go to swing.
Oh no.
But going back, parents need to be cognitive. If you go to school, say drunk, to pick your child up, that's a risk. If I were there and I saw that, I would call defects.
Yeah.
And then have an investigation. If you go into school smelling like weed, and the child smell like weed, they're gonna tell on them.
Yeah.
So don't open and expose yourself for extra heartache and trouble and things like that.
That's right. I agree with that.
And you were right, Anthony. Hard liquor. I was out there. I used to go pick up Denver over at Martin Luther King. It was a man outside always smoking a cigarette. I'm like, why are you doing that? You mean to tell me you can't wait till you get home? You on school ground smoking? That's just like smoking on the church ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you can't, I don't want.
Well, what if the pastor smoke?
Well, he can smoke weed too. Oh, Johnny, you ain't talk about that. What about all the pastors that smoke weed?
I'm just talking about the pastors that smoke cigarettes. I mean, Johnny, y'all know I ain't lying now, Johnny. I ain't lying now. I know a lot of pastors that smoke. I've caught them outside in the back part, the back of the church where they think ain't nobody looking, and I see them back there puffing. And the crazy thing is, we can smell it, sir.
Right. And Johnny, do they give
Pastor?
Do they give drug tests to the pastors? I'm talking about marijuana tests.
I think that every church that gets those 501 statuses and gets the money from the government should be subjected to being tested
For what? Marijuana, for liquor?
for drugs.
For anything.
Oh, we need to talk about that.
Next show we need to talk about should not Christians, but should pastors be allowed to take opioids and different things like that, Xanax and Zoloft and things like that. Like, what's if the pastor is stressed out, he got to deal with his flock, and y'all coming to him with 50 million problems? Is that not okay for him to take a Xanax?
I thought he was supposed to pray.
I mean, that's why we need to have the conversation.
Next week, that's when next week should pastor take Xanax.
No, I've heard tell of that some of those deacon meetings with the pastor can be pretty volatile.
Wait,
fentanyl and meth.
They probably need a little meth though.
Well, you know, that's all.
You too, Steve. Thanks for listening.
What's my Viagra?
Molly.
Oh, ecstasy and Molly.
All of that's meth. That's all it is meth.
So what about pastor?
Well, I think that's between him
You've
and
been
his wife.
listening to All of a Sudden. Join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the